Welcome back to I'm Divinely Faceted. All right, it has been a long time, okay? I have been getting little bitty downloads, okay, but I'm just bringing it together now. All right, ancestors closest to the sun, please help me channel this message. Please tune into my frequency or allow me to tune into yours. Please protect me as I channel through this energy. Okay, what I got, the reason why I was like, okay, yes, it's time for me to go here over here to this channel and do another spiritual reading here, okay? But the reason why, what made me come to that conclusion is the fact that I was sitting having my coffee, okay? I just picked these cards up and it said, you are the chosen one, okay? I was sitting and I was having my coffee. And out of nowhere, the word Gilgamesh came to me. Didn't know what Gilgamesh was. I'm thinking it's Gargamel from the Smurfs. Okay. But it was the same thing. What was Gargamel to the Smurfs? Gargamel was a giant. When I had my son look up Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh was one of the giants that was I was about to say supposedly destroyed during the flood, okay? Now, by me saying supposedly, this could only mean one thing. Nothing was destroyed in the flood. It was just wiped away from its physical existence, okay? Now, as I told you before, I have dreamed of giants before, but the giants that I dreamed of was very nice to me, okay? So what I'm getting here, I got air here. All right. I am picking up on the energy that we are the descendants of the giants. Okay. And the stories that they have out here as far as giants is concerned is not true. Okay. Giants were not destroying things. They may have been a group of people, just like you have bad at everything. Giants were not just walking around eating the heads off the humans and just destroying things. Okay. You got to understand that they have a very vivid imagination when it comes to stirring up the minds of the people. A very vivid imagination, okay? If you thought the gods of Egypt was a very vivid imagination, it was not, okay? What did you see in the gods of Egypt? What you saw was giants. And who were those giants? The giants were the gods. Okay, and this is something that they fear. And who are you? You are a descendant of the gods. Okay, not everybody, but if you know if you are or not. Okay, you have to find a lesson in everything that you do. Okay, you have to find a lesson in this as well. Okay, what I just got from that is some of you are going to be like, oh, I don't believe it. I don't believe in giants. And majority of you is going to be like, So for the ones that say, you have to go and research some things, okay? Because it's something within your spirit. It's something that is within your soul that is causing you to say, okay? Now, wow, thank you, ancestors. I did not know how this was all going to come together until I started opening up my mouth to speak. Now, as I was teaching my children, as you know, I do homeschooling with my kids. I was teaching my children about the glands, the different glands in the body, and in the mid, and I was teaching them about the endocrine system, which is what that is. Now, as we were going through the different glands in the endocrine system and the different things that is secreted into the body, I noticed on the video that I showed them that the pituitary gland said that it was responsible for how tall you get. And that's all it said on that. Now, I really didn't do full and complete research on that. And I don't remember from nursing school exactly what else the pituitary gland does. However, with the video that I was watching with them, the pituitary gland is responsible for how tall you get. So now you have to think about it. How much have your body been altered that we are now growing short? Like everybody is short now. What was altered in your body to keep your pineal gland from growing as a giant? Okay, you got to think, to keep your pituitary gland to prevent your pituitary gland to keep you from growing into a giant, all right? Just as if they are doing things to stop our pineal gland from doing certain things, they're also doing things to our pituitary gland to keep us small little people, okay? Imagine if we grew into giants, how much bigger our brains would be compared to our bodies, okay? Now, when you think about somebody's brain, all right, and you think about the fact that you were created by a grand creator, okay? Now, just like he created all of these bugs, and just like he created all of these animals, everybody is coming to this earth, whether you're a bug, whether you're an animal, and they are not going to school. They are not sitting in front of nothing learning. They are not, and this is probably going to raise some flags for the GOV, okay? However, I don't even care. None of those things that come here that's already complete, none of those things that come here have to go and get reprogrammed in school. Nothing has to be taught, and we are supposed to be, listen, this gonna raise some flags for folks, okay? This is, channel might get flagged. This is the truth though. Okay, I got to give it to you how I'm giving it to you. You are the chosen one, okay? And by chosen one, you are that peculiar folk, okay? What's peculiar about you, all right? What is it that they could have possibly changed about you? Your spirituality, for one, and your height, okay? So when God, in the Bible, when God said that you was peculiar, you got to think about what all was he talking about, all right? Peculiar would be a giant, like, oh my goodness, he or she is huge, okay? Peculiar could be the color, but it don't have to be. Peculiar could be what you're able to do spiritually, that they consider you a witch when you do it, okay? That is the peculiar people. That is the peculiar folks that the Bible speak about. All right. That is the energy that we are embarking on today. Now, when you think about a human brain, you think about when we come here. Okay. And when we come here, I'm sorry, this is a channel for deepness. Okay. Now, if you ain't trying to go deep, you might want to go back to the other channel where we real surface. We be sliding on the surface, ice skating. Okay. Here we go a little bit deeper. Okay. I get to share what my mind do on this channel. All right. When you think about our brains, why are we the only species that when we're created, we have to be taught things? Okay. We got to be taught from ABCs, and we got to be taught from the 1, 2, 3s, and we got to be taught everything. Like, come on. Do it even make sense? Like, that's a brain. All right. So do you think that God created this brain to know nothing? Okay. The stomach know what to do. You understand where I'm coming from? Your bowels, your GI tract know what to do. Everything know something when it get here. Why is it that we are concentrating on putting something in the brain when it came how it was supposed to come? Catch it. Okay? We are the only species that come here and start to teach the brain. Do it make sense? Teach the brain? Like, what is the brain? The brain is the source of everything in your entire existence. The brain is the source of your entire body. The brain tell your body what to do. How is it that you come here and your brain is not programmed with thought to know beyond things? How is it? Okay, what has happened during the time that we come out of our parents? What happened? What happened there? What happened in the hospital? Okay, that's the question we should be asking ourselves. Why are we coming here teaching the brain? It don't make sense. It's a brain. The brain teaches us, but we're backwards. We're teaching the brain. Okay, God didn't make us incomplete. So when we come here, we got to do something with the brain. We got to teach the brain. No, we came here complete. Okay, and a bunch of us done been here multiple times. So it's a such thing as memory. So what happens in the course of that time where we are in the hospital? For them 3 days with our parents, where we done got taken to the away from our parents for this test and that test and this and that okay, what happened in that course? Okay, what did you give me or my children to keep my pituitary from sprouting us up like giants that we are? What did you do? Okay, this is the energy here, and you got to think about it. What the government, the level that they are on the level of suppressing and oppressing. Okay, so what did you do? All right, this is what we have to think about. Why is my mind starting to think about things that I don't even know anything about? Okay, Gilgamesh. I'm just sitting sipping my coffee and was like, Gilgamesh. And the first, I'm like, what is Gilgamesh? Didn't expect it to be a giant. Who thinking about a giant during coffee? Nobody. I wasn't thinking about a giant. But when I heard of Gilgamesh, I was like, what is that thing on the Smurf? What was his name? My kids was like Gargamel. And I was like, oh, well, it ain't him. Okay, I thought his name was Gilgamesh. Because why am I thinking about this? But it went together. It was still a giant on the cartoon. Okay, so we gotta wake up. It's things that our minds already know. It's almost like we're putting junk on top of real information. All right, this is the energy. We're putting junk on top of real information. We are very, very divine and very, very spiritual beings that is able to do and able to see and able to know. Okay, we are divine beings. Okay, I'm gonna give you an example. All right. And this ain't no out of body experience for me. I just needed confirmation on it. I wanted so bad to get confirmation, but I never really got the confirmation. But let me tell you what happened. I don't have a good relationship with my mom. Okay. Because my mom is Jehovah's Witness. And I don't believe in it. I don't believe in a religion at all. Okay. I don't. You realigning me to do what? I don't believe in religion. Okay, so I reunited with my mom, I'll say about a month ago. And we were having a conversation. And you know how all religious people, they get to talking about God. And so this time I couldn't wait for the conversation. Okay, because I'm about to tell you about God with me. Like how I'm utilizing God. Like how me and God working together. And how God working through me. And listen, I already know it's going to end up in an argument. But listen, this is what I'm here for. All right, that's why I came. This is what I'm here for, because I got to try to wake you up as well, because you still stuck in whatever that's called. I don't even know what you call that. All right, so we talking about things. My plan's just a moving. We're talking about things, and I could tell she was getting more and more annoyed, and I was refraining from saying certain things like tarot and things like being a seer, but I kind of touched on it, and I was like, all the good people in the Bible, they were considered seers. Like people call them tarot readers now or psychics now, but they were really seers. And she was like, well, after a certain time, God stopped all that. He stopped all that. God stopped all that? Like, no, they were the divine people in the Bible. Now you got to ask yourself, who really stopped all that? Okay, but I didn't go no further. Once I seen it was resistance, it was like, oh, okay, can't push that way. Okay, oh, okay, push that way. So I just at least plant the seed. That's all I was there for, to plant the seed. That's it. So by the time I got home, I started talking to her and trying to tell her, like, God reside in darkness, ma. Where they say that at in the Bible? Well, the Bible said in a few places that God resides in darkness. Well, I ain't never read that in the Bible. And she been in the Bible for about 30 years, y'all. She said she ain't never read that. And it's in the Bible. I wish I had the scripture right now in 2 places. I think one is Leviticus. I don't know where the other one is, okay? But it says he resides in darkness. Now, when it says that the Bible resides in darkness, you can't just be like, oh, well, that's because he resides out of space. You can't be simple and surface. You can't be like that. You can't be like, oh, well, reside in darkness. I wonder what that means. You got to think about what that means, okay? Now, this is what it means. Close your eyes. Bam, right there. That's where God resides. Right there in darkness. That's where he resides. Okay, so now I'm trying to get this across to my mama. All right. She ain't budging. She ain't pushing. She ain't squeezing. She like, I'm comfortable where I'm at. Have you ever seen somebody that's not that old, that's really set in their old way? Like, it is so unattractive. It is. It's so unattractive, like people that still wear Wrangler jeans. Okay? Okay? It's unattractive. So, long story short, ended up leaving. When I got home, I was laying there. And I don't even know if I told this story to y'all before, but got there and was laying in my bed. And I could hear my mama say, "We see how stupid you are." I was in my bed, miles away from my mama. Was that telepathy? Because I heard what I heard. I heard what I heard. Or God allowed me to hear how she really feels, what her true feelings are. Because I am the chosen one. Or one of the chosen ones. Okay? So I was allowed to hear that. And I was like, wow, I really want to call and ask my son that lived with her, did she say this when I left? Or my niece, did she say that when I left? But I never called. I already knew. I heard what I heard, and God allowed me to hear it. He allowed me to hear it. And he allowed me to hear it the way that she speaks, the way that she talks. Her mood, her attitude, it came across just like that. Okay, so now when you think about the brain, it didn't bother me because I know who I am. I get it. I know exactly who I am. All right, I'm here to tell y'all to get you to find a lesson in some seed that I am planting. All right, that's the energy here. Find a lesson in a seed that's being planted, and a seed that's probably planted every single day. It's a lot of us that hear things and don't look into things, okay? It's a lot of things that we see and don't never do the research and look into it, all right? That's what really trying to find the lesson and learning about the lesson. That's what that's really about. All right. When you get a piece of information that I might not even know 100% of what I'm talking about. I might just know just that piece to plant that seed to get you to go do the research. That might just be all. Okay. This is the energy here. You got to think, what is your mind telling you? All right. Because we're much, 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 much wiser and much bigger than what we do. If you really think about it, the average person, what do? They wake up, they eat, they probably wash their tail, they eat, they go to work, they come home, they watch TV, they cook dinner, they play with their children, and they get ready for bed. Okay, nothing to that life. It's nothing else to that life. Okay, you don't have this person that get up and read a book. You don't have this person that go and meditate with God. You don't have this person that do this. It's like in sync. Every single day you're doing the same thing, okay, which is creating your brain to be much, much smaller than what it is. Okay, this is the reason why they say that 10%, okay, you only use 10%. Why do we only use 10% when God made it a whole 100? All right. Everything that's complete is 100. So where's the other 90? What are we doing with the other 90? And why aren't we doing anything with the other 90? Now, the other 90 has a lot to do with your spirituality. The other 90, part of the other 90 was me cracking into what I heard my mom say from miles away. Okay. The other 90 is tapping into God. Okay. This is the energy. The other 90 has a lot to do with you tapping into God. And where is he? Close your eyes. He's there. All right. And don't close your eyes to go to sleep. If you think about it, that's the only time people really close their eyes is when they're trying to go to sleep. Who said that's the only time we should close our eyes? Who said that? Who put the stipulation on that? It's getting dark, time to go to sleep. Who did that? You understand? You got to think about it. Think about it. Close your eyes at 3 o'clock every day. Not to go to sleep, but to get that melatonin get that shooting. Okay? Because every time it is dark, and I'm not talking about dark outside. When it is dark, when you are in a dark space, which means when your eyes is closed, melatonin is being shot from your pineal gland. So it's only a matter of time that you are going to see something. They got you thinking that melatonin is a sleeping agent, but it's really a waking agent, okay? Because think about it. When you go to sleep, the melatonin is shot. You go to sleep and you wake into something else. Okay, and that's the only thing they say about the pineal gland. Is really nothing else that they talking about. You hear all of these medications on the TV. You hearing about Ozempic. You hearing about all the HIV meds. You hearing about Brea, you hearing about Cosincha. I'm just making it up right now. But you hear about all of these things that do things for this, that, and the other. But you never hear about medication that decalcifies the pineal gland. Like, why aren't we talking about that? Why aren't we talking about that? Even with what I was teaching my children yesterday, the video that I had them looking at, they bypassed that gland too. Like, why you went from the hypothalamus to the pituitary, you ain't even say nothing about the pineal gland. It shoots melatonin. Like, how come you ain't say nothing about that? That's a gland that secretes into the body too. Why you ain't mention that? So it's almost like they're trying to get you off of that, okay? Because that pineal gland right there is what basically unlocks the 90%. That pineal gland is what allows you to hear other things, what allows you to see other things, okay? Everybody could possibly do what I'm doing, okay? A lot of people might not, you may not go as far with what you can do, but a lot of people can decalcify that pineal gland and be able to communicate with God, okay? With God. I'm going to say it again. With God. When I pray, I'm not praying up there. I'm not looking up there. I'm not saying, hey, you up there. I'm not doing that. I'm praying to my divine Father, okay? And you might as well say he sits right on my brain. That is where he is. He sits right on my brain. Okay, so we have to think about what is it that they are doing? What is it that they are trying to do to keep us from reaching the heights that we are supposed to be reaching? Okay, you got to think about it. What is the real reason why you doing stuff to the food? What is the real reason why you doing this and doing that? Okay, that during COVID time, okay, what was the real reason why you desperately wanted to put something in these people's arms? Why? Because the world is waking to a spiritual note. Okay, the world is waking up spiritually every single day. The shifts is happening every single day, and what they're trying to do is stop the shift from happening, stop the people from waking up. So yeah, we got to create a fear and get something in their bodies. Okay, so they created COVID. All right, they created that. It didn't come from China. Okay, they created that. Okay, so it'll be some sort of a worry. They wanted to make you frantic so that they could get that in your arm. Okay, that is the energy. Why do you have all of these 5G towers going up? For what? What you preparing for? What you doing? Where are you really trying to radio magnetic? You trying to send vibrations without us knowing it? Like, you really trying to affect who and what we are here. Heirs of the giants, divine channelers. This is what we are. We're divine channelers. You're trying to affect that. You're doing everything to affect that. Okay? You seeing all type of things happening around here. You seeing things happening with the sun. You starting to see little spaceships and all of that, or you think it's spaceships or whatever. I believe in spaceships. I believe in aliens. I believe that those aliens are our ancestors, and I'm not playing. That's the only thing up there. It ain't God. It's them. Okay? I believe in that. But what they're going to do is, in order to stop this mass awakening, this mass spiritual aligning from happening, they're going to create a fear. They're going to create a scare. And that scare is going to happen with something alienish. Okay? They're going to allow us to see something, or they're going to do it. Okay? They have access to these spaceships. They're going to allow us to see something which is going to scare us to death. And when you're scared, you're not aligned. You're not, where you are supposed to be. You won't be able to channel when you are in fear. You're so worried. Okay. That's the thing. Make them worry. That was the thing with the slaves. Make them need. Make them want. Okay. Don't give them food. Make them hungry. Okay. Take them away from who they are. That was the reason. Okay. That was the reason. Okay, think about why people was getting their hands chopped off back in those days, because they were able to use their hands. Okay, we're talking about palm readers. We're talking about spirituality. We're talking about being able to move earth, having some sort of an alignment with the earth where you can move objects. Okay, the stuff that you're starting to see that people are waking up and doing and is able to do. Okay, those are the things that they are trying to keep us from. So there is going to be some sort of a scare that's going to happen. Okay, if you think about it, I don't know who all is planning on voting. All right, but think about it. I don't care if Kamala is black or not. She the closest thing to. Okay, but that is not the reason why I'm voting for her. And I don't vote. I'm not a voter. I don't enter that world. I'm not into that. Okay, but I believe that the numbers is going to count for real. The numbers is going to really happen this time. Okay, and I'm voting for her because she is from her people from Asia, and they are spiritual over there. Okay, you don't think her parents is doing things? You don't think they mixing up herbs? You don't think they making sure things is good? You don't think they into spirituality? Her people are Indians, Asians, spiritual, lighting candles, working with herbs. That's her folk. She may come off as a good to us, but her folk over there spiritual. She from there and from here. Okay, that's the energy. And our original people, the Tartarians, were from there and from here. So that is the reason why I'm voting for her. Because her background is spirituality. Whether she's into it or not, her folks' background is spirituality. Okay, that is the energy today. Let's pull a few of these cards and see what's going on here. That is the energy. Okay, it's going to be a big, big rise in spirituality. Okay, notice that there's movies that's coming out more and more that's showing spirituality, like Never Let Go with Halle Berry, where she was scared to leave her house and she was attached to a rope, and they make you fear spirituality because she was the only one that can see these dead people that was trying to attack her and her family. Okay, they are trying to put this image in your head. They are going to put something in place to where the neighbor will want to persecute this spiritual person here. Okay, that is what they are creating. All right, they want what they've been trying to put up under wraps for so many years. They want this to remain under wraps. Okay, so because it is coming out, they're trying to stir up and create some sort of fear in regards to spirituality. They're going to get on the news and say something about it's because of people playing with spirituality that they caught the aliens here, or they're going to do something that's going to make most people in society look at the spiritual group and want to eliminate them altogether. Okay, but the spiritual group is the descendants of those folks, the descendants of those people that is in the grave that will awaken. Okay, this is the energy here. This is the energy. Anything here that you want me to know? Gotta start waking up, y'all. We really do. We really do. Portal. Yeah, it's portals that's opening and closing. Okay, it is portals that's opening and closing. Like if you're feeling shifts and energies, it is portals that's opening and closing. I'm also getting that it's possibly going to be a portal that opens up water. Oh, wow. Okay, we just had the portal opened up. Okay, water opened up. That's not the last of water. Okay, remember I told you I had a dream. Windfall. I'm sorry, windfall. This say mindful thinker. I said windfall. Okay. I said windfall without even trying to say windfall. There is, remember I told you I had a dream where there's going to be a massive amount of water that overtakes a city. I don't know what city it is, but it is a downtown area. Okay, we have to become mindful thinkers. Okay, water is being opened right now, and that's not the bulk of the water. Okay, there's going to be enough water to flood a downtown area. Extremely powerful. Okay, extremely powerful. All right, I'm also getting that activation of gifts. You have to try to activate your gifts. Okay, you are an extremely powerful person. You're extremely powerful thinker. Okay, and your gifts that you activate are going to be extremely powerful, and this is the reason why they are trying to create a vibration of fear. Fear is a low vibrational energy. Okay, and as long as that little energy is conjured up for them, they will continue to be who they are in this world, trying to suppress all of the spiritual beings that is here. Okay, but as long as we all rise and wake at the same time and have this understanding that, listen, even when you died, you waking right up. Okay? Even if something happened to you right now, you're not dying. You're going to wake right up. You're just going to be gone from here. Okay? Your life ends here and begins in spirit. All right? But they have you afraid of that. All right? Which is what you're supposed to be tapping into here. You're supposed to be able to tap into spirit just like that. You're supposed to be able to astral travel and do all these things just like that, as if you were dead. Okay, this is the energy, because that's the things that you're doing when you're dead. Okay, but they're creating this thing that, hey, you're either going to go here or you're going to go there. Okay, but nobody ever says what's being done in these places. Ever. Ready-made. Okay, you already came ready-made, like a hot and ready. You came ready-made. Okay, this got something to do with your brain. Remember I said, why are we programming the brain? Why are we teaching the brain? Why are we teaching the brain? The brain is the teacher. Our brain programs computers. Why are we teaching the brain? Think about it. Think about it. It just don't make sense. If you stop and think about it, it just don't make sense. That's like reteaching yourself how to walk. Okay? Now I understand when you have to reteach yourself how to walk, because you got to, the signals in your brain is you got to reteach yourself for real. But when you come here, what makes us believe that we have to teach our brain anything? Nothing else does it. Everybody else, all the things that has a brain, they don't come here and teach their brain. Like the babies, the animals that come from the different animals, they get up walking. They're not taught anything. Nobody's sitting watching TV on what to do next, or how do I go out and hunt for this, or how do I go out and do this. Nothing is doing that, just us. And we are way brighter than them. So think about it. Why are we teaching our brain? We got aura here. Unlocking secrets. You notice the stars moving. Okay, so whoever I'm talking to, you are somebody who noticed the stars moving. Okay, I'm also getting that you're noticing things up there that's moving as well. You could possibly be seeing colors in the sky, okay, as if it's like northern lights. All right, but you're not in that area of northern lights. So you're noticing things in the sky. All right. This is the energy that I'm getting. Those are the secrets of life being unlocked, okay? It's so many things that they're trying to keep under wraps from us finding out. It's all coming out now. If you look at certain YouTube channels and certain Instagrams and TikToks of stuff that's going on around